Steps is the last thing about dancing. Steps are the last thing. Dancing, you don't even have to have steps, special things. If you feel like dancing, you don't need anything. You just do the music and move and express it. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. You see up there, it's exciting.
There are people who write songs. There are people who write poetry. He expressed himself through dance. How do you do that?
Dance was inside of me someplace, and just in motion and movement came out of me. It was there. It just came out of me.
He realized that it's very important to connect to people. What is it really you meant when you did that dance? So there was always a story connected to the dance. They would always remember the story.
You can make up something which would be from that land, Israeli. And to have a repertoire of dances and to unite them and express themselves Jewishly. And I did a lot of teaching, children, adults, anywhere in the world, Jews and not Jews.
The impact of my life and all my dreams and all my dancing and vision of tying biblical times to our times came with the imagination of this Shchona, Yemin Moshe. We used to sit on those benches here. If you see up there, you see clouds and you see stars.
I used to go to synagogue, pray. I used to bless the water. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol nהיה bidvaro, each time I drank water. Each time I used to wash my hands, I would say the blessing, al netilat yadayim. I would walk out the house, I would kiss the mezuzah. And I was living this book. Those stories were not fiction, they were real. This was a living Jewish life, total Jewish life in a homeland in Israel.
It's funny. I used to sleep in this balcony.
We decided really that we would probably get married, and this was all within months, you know. So we went to my house. I lived in Brooklyn on a Friday night. My parents invited him. After all, they have to see him, right? I'm going with this guy. It's Friday night, and we live in this little apartment on East 93rd Street in East Flatbush of Brooklyn. It's an all-Jewish neighborhood with the stoops, you know, where everybody sits outside and everything. And he comes in, and my mother's made her a special Shabbat meal, a Shabbos meal. It was the gefilte fish and the matzah ball soup and the chicken, whatever. So she serves the gefilte fish first. And my mother's from Poland, and she makes sweet gefilte fish. So, of course, she serves him the fish, and he sort of tastes it, and he's like that. And he doesn't speak hardly any English at this time either. Could not communicate especially. So he's not eating the whatever, then comes the soup, it's also, he adds a lot of salt, he puts the pepper, da. My mother's looking, because you know how they are, they look at whatever you eat, it's. So, okay, so and meanwhile they're trying to talk to him. So they see he can't talk. So my father and mother speak Yiddish to him. Well, he doesn't speak Yiddish, right? So my mother goes like this to me. She goes like this. She says, come in the other room. I said, okay. She says, who is that? I said, what do you mean? He's from Israel. He says, he can't be Jewish. I said, of course he's Jewish. He's from Israel. He says, he doesn't eat gefilte fish. I said, well, he eats different stuff. He look at what he did to the matzo ball soup. He salted, peppered it. It's like perfect soup. It's not like Jewish. So she says to me, she said, and what does he do? So I said, he dances. Very nice. And what does he do for a living? He dances. My mother, I thought she would faint. When he came from Israel, he had a whole repertoire that nobody knew, of dances that were done in Israel. And he would teach these dances, and everybody got really excited because this was very different than what they were doing.
You have tools for music. Tools for music would be the instruments. You need an instrument to put it with technique, and that was, I was after trying to search more and more and try to make up something which is not there. Hand motions or footwork to make up different kind of gestures in motion that would express Israeli dance. I made myself to be as loyal as possible to the ideal how to make better Jews out of Jews through dance.